In a small village called Takwa, where gold mining was a common way of making money, there lived a hard-working woman named Kesewa. She had a beautiful daughter named Akwa, and Kesewa loved her very much. She did everything she could to take care of her girl. But life was not always easy for Kesewa. When Akwa was just 1 year old, her father Papayo passed away. Kesewa was left alone to take care of her little girl. After Papayo's death, his family didn't want Kesewa and her daughter in his house anymore. They forced them to leave and took everything Papayo had. Kesewa had to find a way to take care of herself and her little daughter. Kesewa took her daughter and left her husband's house. She was able to get a very small place where she and her daughter managed. She worked really hard, sometimes with a group of miners called Galamsey in Takwa, just to earn some extra cash. Other times, she would sell foodstuff at the marketplace, wash people's clothes, or even go door to door to offer help. All this was to make sure she could save money to send Akwa to school. Life was not really easy. Life was really tough for her, but Kesewa believed that education was very important. She wanted her daughter to have the best life possible, so she worked hard to enroll Akwa in one of the best private schools in Takwa. Akwa was a very bright student, and after finishing her primary school, she went on to attend Holy Child Secondary School. She studied very hard and got excellent grades, which earned her a place at the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. She chose to study pharmacy, and she even helped other students with their studies. Akwa was known to be a very respectful girl. She loved her mother and knew how hard she worked to make sure she had everything she needed. Kesewa didn't really care about her looks. All she wanted was to make sure her only child gets the best in everything as much as she could afford. Sometimes she looks really unkempt and tattered just because of the numerous jobs she had to do on a daily basis trying to make ends meet. She will always put her daughter's needs first no matter what. She bought clothes for her daughter but never thought about herself. As Akwa went further in her studies, she made some new friends in the university. These friends had a lot of money because they had rich older men called sugar daddies who gave them money in exchange for their attention and company. They tried to convince Akwa to join them, saying, if you want to enjoy the finer things in life, this is the way to go. At first, Akwa wasn't sure. She thought about how her mother had struggled so much to take care of her. But then she also remembered all the hard times they had gone through. She thought, if I do this, maybe I can make things easier for my mom. She won't have to work so hard. So after thinking about it, Akwa finally decided to join her friends. She began to go out with these older men, hoping that the money she received would make her life better. Whenever her mother called, Akwa would make excuses. She was too ashamed to let her friends know that she came from a poor family, so she avoided talking about her mom. Kesewa noticed that her daughter's behavior was changing. She would wonder, my daughter was never like this, what is happening to her? Kesewa missed her daughter so much and decided she would visit her in school. She asked around and finally found Akwa's place. But when she arrived, Akwa was not happy to see her. She looked at her mom's old clothes and said angrily, why are you here looking like this? I'm even ashamed to call you my mother. I don't want anyone to know you're my mom. Kesewa's heart broke into pieces. She felt so hurt and sad. She wiped her tears and asked herself, what did I do wrong? Why is my only daughter ashamed of me? She left feeling very heartbroken and went into a deep sadness. She became so depressed that she was later taken to the hospital. When Aqua heard her mom was sick, it took her a whole month to visit. When she finally went to see her mom, she did not show much care. She said, "Mom, I hear you wanted to see me. I was busy with schoolwork." Kesewa asked her, "Aqua, have I done anything wrong to you? Since your father died, I have tried my best to give you everything you needed. I worked so hard so you won't lack anything, but it feels like you have become ungrateful." Aqua replied, "But Mom, you don't dress well, and sometimes you look like a beggar. I'm ashamed to call you my mother." These words felt like sharp knives stabbing Kesewa's heart. She couldn't believe her daughter, the one she had worked so hard for, could say such things. Years passed, and it was finally time for Aqua's graduation. Despite everything, Kesewa was very happy and excited. She said, "My one and only child is graduating from the university." Aqua called her mom and said, "Make sure you dress well so you don't embarrass me at my graduation." Kesewa traveled to see her daughter's big day. When Aqua saw her mom, she greeted her coldly and reluctantly. As Aqua walked on the stage to receive her certificate, Kesewa couldn't hold back her tears. She whispered, "God, I am grateful." Even though Aqua did not show much appreciation to her mother, Kesewa felt proud. After graduating, Aqua got a job in Accra and traveled to other countries for work. She became successful, but she rarely visited her mother. Kesewa continued to pray for her daughter, hoping one day she would realize the importance of being grateful and showing love to her parents. One night, Aqua became very sick. She felt so weak that she could barely walk. The doctors ran tests, but they couldn't find what was wrong. Kesewa was called, and she quickly left Aqua to take care of her daughter. Even though Aqua was still rude to her, Kesewa stayed by her side, praying and hoping for her recovery. One night, Aqua woke up and saw her mother kneeling in the room, praying for her. She watched as her mother cried and prayed for blessings and a change of heart for her. This moment touched Aqua deeply. She started crying and ran to hug her mother. She said, "I'm so sorry, Mom, for all the things I said and did." Kesewa hugged her tightly and said, "I forgive you, my dear. I love you so much." From that day on, Aqua and her mother became very close. Aqua changed her ways and started showing love and gratitude to her mom. A year later, Aqua met a wonderful man named Kofi during one of her trips to Dubai. They fell in love and got married. Aqua invited her mother to come live with them sometimes and help take care of her grandchildren. Kesewa was so happy to see her daughter living a good life and surrounded by love. Kesewa would often tell her grandchildren beautiful Anansi stories. She always reminded them it is important to always be grateful to your parents. Never be ashamed of them no matter what. Moral lessons. Always be thankful for your parents and never be ashamed of where you come from. Show love and make peace with them because their words and blessings are very powerful. Be proud of who you are and be proud of your roots. Never deny who you are. There's a reason God brought you through that family. You can't choose who your parents are. And where you find yourself, you celebrate and appreciate them. The first commandment with promise is honor your father and your mother. It doesn't matter how poor they are, honor them. It doesn't matter how bad they are. It is a commandment to honor, so you have to honor them. God bless you.